Yo, what's up guys? My name is Samplifire and today I'm gonna show you how to make a cool sound design in Serum, specifically a Reese bass or a screech bass, depending on how you see it. And it's a technique I've been using over the past year or so, and I think it's interesting, so I figured why not show you guys that instead of breaking down project, which I could do maybe later on. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's jump into it. The sound I want to show you guys today sounds like that. Yeah, it's a big screech slash Reese and has a lot of possibilities to change, like the speed of it, the tone of it, the texture. Yeah, it's a very easy to morph sound that's using two different techniques. The first one is the screech technique, which I'm going to show you later, and also the Reese technique, sorry. So, first of all, let's use a blank Serum patch to show you guys how to do a Reese bass from scratch, because it's where we start here. So my way of doing it is to use two unisons here, with a bit of detune, and then go on the global tab and make it mono, like so, width on 0. Then after that, you should hear something like that. You can also use mono legato and a bit of porta here to make it glide. Right, so that's the easy, basic Reese sound that you've been hearing, like in drum and bass, dubstep, whatever. But you can take it further. For example, if you combine it with noise and distort both together, you have these new textures, and depending on what noise you use, you can also combine it with different filters, such as a comms filter with an S, to make it more blurry and phasey and messy, sort of. It's almost tonal. It's a strange way, but I think it works really great and it makes it a bit more modern. But don't move the cutoff as you play it. You have to keep a consistent, static cutoff. Same for the phase, same for the detune, same for the FM. If you use FM, don't change it over time, because it's gonna cause phase issues. That means your sound pitch will slightly change, and therefore you will have I don't think you will like the sound very much. For example, let's say I did that. You lose the tone. You lose the tonality of the sound, the pitch, really. So yeah, be careful about that. Then if you could go further with EQ, compression, whatever. But for now, let's just use another Serum patch to do the technique number 2, the screech technique. It's even more simple. You just have two basic shapes, so analog basic shapes on Serum. One is going to be at -2, for instance. One is going to be a +2 octave, so that leaves you with 4 octave difference. And then, play the lower one a bit louder than the higher one. Play 2 octaves above the sub, so that the sub feels like a sub. Again, you can do the same thing here. Right. Very, very simple sound. 2 frequencies, that's it. But then if you distort them heavily, you start to hear the beginning of a screech. Now, let's have a bit more content. We go from a sine wave, which just have 1 frequency by definition, to a triangle wave, which has a bit more, like number 3, 5, 7, etc. add noise. You know, combine that with compression. Combine that with, you know, any filter really, like Pix PP12, for instance. Which is similar to a phaser if you want, that has no rate, no depth, no phase, no nothing. Anyway, you get the point. Two simple shapes, huge octave difference plus distortion. Now, what happens if we combine both, right? The screech technique and the Reese technique, I think you get something similar to that. It's important to note that this sound has a disperser, some OTT, 50%, around 50%, and then some reverb. In that case, convolver, but it's a reverb, you know. Without it, it sounds like that. So pretty close. Now let's try and do it from scratch, because I think it's fun and it's more information for you guys. So again, boom, triangle wave. Let's do the same trick as before. Right, let's have, sorry about that. Let's have a higher pitch sound here. Right, let's have a bit of FM between all of them. Let's use a bit of sub FM as well. As long as you don't distort it heavily, it's not gonna interact, and therefore you won't have the result. However, let's go and have comms here. The comm is gonna boost the sub a lot more and make the rest a bit more blurry. Right, cool. Now let's use a bit of phaser. Cool. Right, it starts to take shape quickly, but now it comes to a point where you need to have a bit more detail, right? Like, and that's only possible if you use more filter. So one filter I used, again, I'm going to use the same, is a double peaks here. You can have a bit of resonance. You can use that one as well, like the multiband compression. Now let's play this one through the chain. Right, cool. I'm not gonna spend like 1 hour tweaking the sound, but you got the point, right? So the preset will be available on the description. If you want more of the sounds, feel free to check my Splice preset pack, and also my sample pack if you want. It's called Serum Supply Volume 1 and Power Pack Volume 1. And by the way, I hope you guys like the EP. It's probably out now on Disciple. And yeah, it was fun to show you guys the preset. Have fun, have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.